How's it going, YouTube? Today we were working on a Toyota Grand Highlander, taking the rear and the front door panel off. All you should need is a Phillips head screwdriver and a plastic pry bar. First, we'll go ahead and pop our covers off. You're going to have one behind the door handle. I just kind of weasel that plastic pry bar in between the lock and the cover. Just pop it free. That'll show one of the screws. You're going to have another screw behind the grab handle. There's usually a piece of carpet right here. This one's missing. And then the third screw is actually going to be behind the window switch. So once again, I like to grab that plastic pry bar, kind of make some room with my fingernail. Just kind of pull it up just enough. And just kind of, once again, weasel it in there. Work around the edges. That'll pop free. It's just a regular little clip, just a little push pin. So just push it in, pull it out like so. And that'll show another screw. So we'll go ahead and start taking those three out. Alright, now that we have our three screws out, we can go ahead and pop the door panel off. Just grab your plastic pry bar. I like to start in the corner, kind of work my edges. Work around like so. I will say your Grand Highlander might have the sunshade. You shouldn't have to mess with it. But now that we have the clips popped, you're going to have like two more clips up here. You kind of just have to work at an angle kind of like so. And there you have it. So there's the rear door panel. Now we'll move on to the front. Alright, now we're on the front door panel. Pretty much the same process. You will notice I have the window rolled down on the front door panel, because just like the back side, there's two clips that are holding the top of the door panel on. There's either two or three, we'll find out. But I've noticed on the front door panels, they're like farther down. So, you know, up here we can kind of weasel it and pop them free, but on the front door panel, they're kind of farther down, which I'll show you guys. So usually I roll the window down, and if I have to come in from the front side, I'll pop them free. Let's go ahead and pop our covers off and get these screws out. So there's one behind the door handle. The piece of carpet is on the front door. This should have been on the rear too. That's that piece of carpet I was telling you guys about. And then the one behind the window switch. Go ahead and leave the window switch plugged in if you have to. Because you have to move the window up and down. But all it is just one clip. I'll just go ahead and unplug mine. And we'll go ahead and take these screws out. Alright, now that we have our three screws out, we'll go ahead and start popping the door panel off. Once again, kind of start at the corner. Work your edges. Alright, and this is the part I was telling you about. So we might have to come in through the front side. And see if this will pop off. Yeah, we might have to come through the front. Alright, we just got that one free. Alright, sweet. Alright, there we go. As for the door handle, just like the back door, it just kind of pops through. There's like two pins holding it in. And I want to say there might be one more. There's two more wiring harnesses. I'll show you guys real quick. I'm going to try to show you guys these two more wiring harnesses. You're going to have one right here, just like the back door, they're just little clips. And you're going to have one more right here towards the front. Like I said, door handle just kind of pops free. There's just two clips holding it on, so it comes out usually. As for those two plastic clips, they go to this wood grain piece. They're kind of just farther down. And that's what I was saying. Sometimes they give you kind of a hassle. So just kind of coming from the front side, kind of put your hand there and pop it free. But there you have it. That is how you take off the rear and the front door on a Grand Highlander. Thanks for watching.